One day in the quaint, scenic city of Prague, a traveler made a decision that would change her life forever. That traveler was a 24-year-old graphic designer living in Prague, the capital city of the Czech Republic. She was someone like you, full of aspirations and dreams, enjoying the finer things in life that her job provided her. The big city life suited her well. She lived in a beautiful apartment, worked in a creative agency near the iconic Old Town Square, and had easy access to world-class art, culture, and history. She loved walking along the Charles Bridge, watching the sunset over the Vltava River, and getting lost in the maze of medieval streets in Prague's Old Town. But as much as she loved her life in the Czech Republic, there was a part of her that longed for something more. She craved an adventure, a chance to break free from her routine and experience something completely different. Now, her home country is known for its Gothic spires, medieval squares, and centuries of history. But no matter how much she explored its castles and cathedrals, she couldn't shake off this feeling of restlessness. The Czech Republic is landlocked and historically cautious, rarely venturing far from its borders. Most of her friends had never traveled outside of Europe. As for her, she had seen Paris, London, and Rome, but nothing had truly ignited her soul. Then, one day while browsing through travel magazines, she stumbled upon an article about the Philippines. The vibrant colors, lush landscapes, and warm smiles of the Filipino people captivated her imagination. That's when she knew she had to go. But why the Philippines? What was it about this remote island nation that had captured her interest so intensely? After months of research, reading travel blogs, and watching countless videos, she kept coming back to the same conclusion. The Philippines offered her a unique blend of natural beauty, cultural richness, and a slower way of life that she had been yearning for. As a graphic designer, she had always appreciated beauty in visual form, and the Philippines promised a feast for the eyes. From the majestic Mayon volcano to the turquoise waters of El Nido, the country's natural wonders beckoned her like an open invitation to paradise. Moreover, she was intrigued by the Filipino culture, a delightful fusion of Malay, Spanish, and American influences. The warm hospitality, festive traditions, and delicious cuisine were like a comforting melody that resonated with her heart. Finally, she was tired of the winter darkness that shrouded Prague for most of the year. The thought of escaping to a tropical paradise where the sun shone brightly and the air was filled with the scent of mango and plumeria was incredibly appealing. She wanted to feel the warmth on her skin and the sand between her toes. After making this decision, she didn't tell anybody. The idea of traveling to such a distant and unfamiliar country scared her family and friends. They worried about her safety, the language barrier, and the drastic cultural differences. They tried to dissuade her, but their concern only made her more determined. She understood that this was her journey, her leap of faith, and she had to take it alone. Leaving her home behind, she bid farewell to her friends and family, promising to keep in touch through emails and phone calls. She booked a one-way ticket to Manila, packed a bag with just the essentials, and took a deep breath as she boarded the plane. When she landed in Manila, it felt like stepping into a whole new world. The humidity, the noise, and the chaos of the city were a stark contrast to the orderliness of Prague. But instead of being overwhelmed, she was exhilarated. This was exactly the adventure she had been seeking. She started exploring the historic walled city of Intramuros, where Spanish colonial architecture whispered tales of a bygone era. Watching the sunset over Manila Bay was like witnessing a painter's masterpiece, the sky ablaze with hues of orange and pink. Each day brought new discoveries, from the vibrant jeepney culture to the mouth-watering street food. And throughout it all, she was struck by the warmth and hospitality of the Filipino people. While traveling across the Philippines, she met a lot of interesting people. Some of them shared their homes with her, introducing her to their traditions and customs. Others shared their stories, their laughter, and their smiles. Through these interactions, she learned that beneath the country's chaotic exterior beat the heart of a resilient and joyous people. She began to understand the true meaning of Filipino hospitality. In Prague, conversations often revolved around work and material possessions. But here, people took the time to connect, to share, and to care. She had tea with a local artist who spoke passionately about preserving indigenous cultures. She shared a meal with a group of volunteers who were working tirelessly to improve their community. She even learned to surf in Siargao with a goofy but kind-hearted instructor who taught her that life is best enjoyed with a good sense of humor. Her journey wasn't without challenges, though. From dealing with scammers and petty thieves to navigating through traffic-filled streets, she had to stay constantly alert. There were times when she missed the comforts of home, the familiarity of her own language, and the ease of her own culture. But these challenges only made her appreciate the journey more. They pushed her out of her comfort zone, forcing her to adapt and grow in ways she had never imagined. For instance, in her home country, efficiency and order were highly valued. But in the Philippines, things were done a little differently. Meetings often started late, plans changed abruptly, and deadlines were flexible. At first, this lack of structure had made her anxious. But over time, she began to embrace the Filipino philosophy of bahala na, which meant to let go and trust in the flow of things. She learned that life doesn't always need to be planned. Sometimes it's okay to just go with the flow. Religion played a significant role in shaping her experience as well. In Prague, a predominantly secular city, religion was mostly confined to historical churches and museums. But in the Philippines, faith was vibrant and alive. She witnessed the deep devotion of the people during religious festivals and processions. She joined Sunday masses and observed the rituals and traditions that colored every aspect of religious life. This exposure broadened her understanding of spirituality and the power of faith in shaping a community. Another significant shift in perspective came through her interactions with the locals. In Prague, people were generally polite but reserved. Small talk was rare and personal questions were considered rude. But in the Philippines, people were incredibly friendly and open. They shared stories about their lives, their dreams, and their struggles. They invited her to their homes and introduced her to their families. Through these connections, she learned that happiness isn't just about material possessions or professional success. It's about the quality of your relationships and the strength of your community. She also gained a deeper understanding of environmental challenges. The Philippines faced issues such as rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and plastic pollution. Witnessing these firsthand made her realize the urgency of environmental action. She participated in beach cleanup drives and learned about the efforts being made to protect the country's natural beauty. This experience not only broadened her perspective, but also inspired her to become a more environmentally conscious citizen. Throughout her travels, she kept a journal, documenting her experiences, thoughts, and feelings. In it, she recorded the laughter and tears, the joys and challenges, the insights and revelations that shaped her journey. This journal became her lifeline, a way to process her emotions, and a tool to capture the essence of her adventure. Looking back on her entries now, she sees a transformation, a growth that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't taken that leap of faith. Now, after nearly a year of exploring the Philippines, she finds herself at a crossroads. Her family in Prague misses her, and her job awaits her back home. But a part of her wants to stay in this vibrant, chaotic, beautiful country. She's developed a deep connection to the land, the people, and the life that she has built here. As she sits on a quiet beach watching the sunset over the West Philippine Sea, she knows that her journey has changed her in ways she could have never imagined. The Czech Republic will always be her home, but the Philippines has become more than just a travel destination. It has become a part of her soul. The friendships, the lessons, and the memories are too precious to leave behind. This story is an inspiration for anyone considering a significant life change. It shows that following your heart and taking a leap of faith can lead to incredible discoveries. If you're contemplating a journey of your own, remember that the greatest adventures often begin with a single step outside of your comfort zone. So pack your bags, follow your dreams, and embrace the unknown. Who knows where your journey might take you and the transformative experiences that await you.